building the Power webshop before we were even called Power, we were working under a code name for quite a while.
Okay.
So
Do we know that code name?
Is it still secret?
Is it a secret?
Yeah,
Is it under NDA? Okay.
Why? Okay.
that you live together. I'm gonna bring to the table what I have. Even though not a lot of interesting things might be happening in one department, there's always some revolution ongoing somewhere in the company, and then you help together there.
I call it test and learn mindset.
Yeah.
So you have to test it, and some call it failure. I call it testing. The market is evolving, and when we see something, if you ain't first, you're last.
Navigating social media can be, well, complicated. Welcome to the Social Media Sucks podcast from Cupco.
Social media really sucks.
Where we unpack the latest trends and help remove the suck from social media.
Welcome back to the Social Media Sucks podcast by Cupco. If you ever feel the fear of missing out when it comes to social media and marketing trends, then this is definitely the right place for you. We help you level up your marketing and business skills by covering the latest news within social media and through our inspiring guests.
Yes.
So before we start, please do us a favor. If you're not already subscribing to our YouTube channel or our podcast, please do so now, because it really helps us get all this education and inspiration out there for more people just like yourself. So let's get into today's episode. With me today, I have Sebastian Lillelund, marketing manager, and Joakim Sigvardt, who is the e-commerce manager at Power, and of course our CEO Chris Kopanos. That was easy to pronounce.
That's an easy one.
That was an easy one. Yeah, I've done it multiple times now. So thank you guys so much for joining. It's a lovely setup we have today for the listeners out there. We have two special guests. Usually we only have one, so I'm hoping it's going to be double the wisdom. And then, of course,
double
Chris.
the wisdom.
Of course,
Double
Chris.
the wisdom.
Triple the wisdom.
Triple the wisdom.
A little bit for me.
No,
sometimes.
double wisdom, just
okay.
the usual opinions, I guess.
Thanks, Chris.
But okay,
She
let's
likes
see.
to roast me on the podcast,
Yeah.
so it's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Good start.
be prepared. You guys might get roasted
Double
as
wisdom.
well.
That's what they call us.
It's because he has
Power
his,
wisdom.
Yeah,
I
he
like
has
that.
his
Yeah,
name.
power wisdom.
Yeah, Chris has his name at the door, right? So I think his ego can take it. You can always punch up.
I'll be okay.
So let's get into some introductions. Sebastian, let's start with you. How did you get to the position you are today at Power as a marketing manager?
That's actually quite a long story, so I try to keep it short.
Let's keep it short.
You were born. And
now I'm
then-
here.
Listen, I was born in the Power story in a short-term of way. I started in the first store Power opening in Power Glostrup in 2015.
Nice.
As a department manager, selling the products we actually are promoting on our marketing and e-commerce site right now. So I started down there. After 8 or 9 months, the director invited me up to a position as a product manager.
Okay.
And then I spent 5 months as a product manager, and then I got invited again to see if I could take the sales manager position, and then I took that. And that was 6 years in that role, and then I've joined marketing I've been in a position for 1.5 years in a transition phase. So almost 2 years I've been working with marketing in Power. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the short story.
Well,
That's
that's a
impressive.
good one, but that's interesting that you went from being on the floor to progressing and then being in the marketing department.
Yeah.
Did you study marketing or no?
No.
Okay, this is awesome.
Yeah, no background at all.
Okay.
What you say in Power, we have a culture like promoting people internally and giving them the opportunity to grow. And of course, it is a tough way.
Yeah.
But if you manage to go that way, you get some incredible learning you don't get at school. So
real
You have
hands-on.
insight.
real hands-on, and you get the acceptance to failure, because you're gonna fail a lot of times.
Okay.
And in my way of working, you have to fail, and
Learn
that's
by
the,
doing.
Marketing is basically failing.
failing
until it works.
failing and finding out I call it test and learn mindset. So you have to test it, and some call it failure. I call it testing. And of course, you have to have a large director that looks on the bigger picture, because you're gonna make some mistakes. But if you make the mistake and you are people that can learn from it, then you will grow really, really fast.
Yeah. But then you have some loyal employees and insightful employees who really knows the brand to the core, right?
Yeah.
So I guess that's a really nice advantage.
Cool.
to
I think
have.
I saw you in Glostrup.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was there.
What are you
I'm
doing
pretty sure I was there
in Glostrup?
day one.
You were opening?
Day one of Glow. Did you stand in queue? Did you stand in queue to Power?
I think it was the first day I was there when it first opened.
Okay, just to check it out? Or?
Yeah, because I was interested in sort of what is this new... Because I'm North
That's
American.
so
Was it a good sales? That was me.
Yeah, I think it was actually. I'm pretty sure I've bought something from you, but no, because I think... I don't know why. I'm always interested in new things. You know that about me. Like anything new, I'm like, oh, what's that? So I think it was like I saw that it was opening. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go check out this new electronics store because I mean, don't have to mention your major competitor, but that was the only sort of game in town, and it was nice to see that there was something else to check out.
There was a spot in the market for a competitor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was nice. So yeah.
What about you, Joakim? Can you tell us a little bit about your journey before landing the position at Power as e-commerce manager?
I started building the Power webshop before we were even called Power. We were working under a code name for quite a while.
Okay.
So I was pulled in.
Can we know that code name?
Is it still a secret?
Is it a secret?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Why? Okay, they're still using the code for something then. Okay.
Okay. No.
It was just so not creative that I feel bad saying it.
You can make one up. It was
Operation Black Sparrow.
We're gonna call it Power
Black Sparrow.
Black Sparrow.
Yeah, I like that.
No, the code name was New Brand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marketing had their hands on that one, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
No, but I was studying at the university. I was pulled in to do some consultancy work and getting the web shop up and running and making that. I've been making web shops and online systems since I was pretty much 13. So I was pulled in during university. It was so fun working with these people with the direction that I dropped out the university.
Okay.
And went full time and helped creating the web shop. Okay. So we launched it a little later in the year after I joined, and then I've been going there since. I went into the position of platform manager, and then when we got a actual e-commerce organization, I moved into e-commerce managers.
Wow.
What is that? 2-3 years ago.
And did you build it from scratch? Was it brand new code, or did you guys build it on a platform already existing?
Build it from scratch with some help of some CMS systems.
Okay.
But the whole commerce engine is from scratch.
Wow.
Okay. Impressive.
Because there is some really odd mechanics in the electronics market that we were not able to find a good platform for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Okay.
Nice.
What if you have to give advice to a younger version of Sebastian, younger version of Joakim, or just any marketeers out there who's striving to be in the same position as you guys today, what would you give them as an advice? Like, what was the biggest challenges you had, and what would you advise to the people out there?
That's a tough question.
Big question. It is.
Oh, the biggest advice I can get. I think I went into it earlier, but test and learn. Don't be afraid. Like you have to fail to grow. I remember me when I was 24. I started in Power. I'm now 31, and you have to. You just have to don't be afraid to try and learn something new. Like you can grow, and of course, if you have some good people around you, that's also a good idea to include the people that really want to grow with you. So don't be afraid to grow, and don't be afraid to fail. Don't call it failing. Maybe just call it testing. Failing is just a bad word. And today's you don't have to
be afraid of that word as well. Take the power out of it. If you know what I mean.
Oh, wow.
And trust yourself. Like you can really do it. As I said, I don't have any background in marketing, but I feel like it's going quite good right now.
It's going okay. A few successes.
We're in a good place. From my part, I would recommend younger people, especially when they're starting, try to put less pressure on themselves to define their direction so much. Because at least from my part, that was super stressful. Just the thought of leaving university, because for the first time I loved doing my work, and which was why I thought I had to go that direction. But it was still super scary dropping out of university and running towards this particular job. Like it might just have ended, and then I could have to start over. But generally try
to taking a chance, actually.
Yeah, and maybe try to spend less energy on trying to define your direction and focus on what
you're interested in,
what you're interested in, what you can build a passion from. I wouldn't say what comes easy to you, because I think some of the things that we've been doing just because they were hard. But there is
that's also a good mentality.
Yeah.
It's like,
but there is a good middle way where it's like you can see how you can get to a place where you can understand and learn this, but it's not like just a snap of a finger. Like those are the things I go after. I can see I have some knowledge to be able to understand this or do this at some point, but it's not just easy for me now, because if it's easy for you now, then it's probably not. Then you're probably not leaping high enough for what you can do.
Okay, yeah, that's
strive
interesting.
a little bit more.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah, that's a good mentality.
So passion. Remember that. Yeah, also passion on what you're doing. Like if you go to work and you actually want to like go to work, then you're on the right path. Like you don't like go and work and have fun. That's
It's a good tip.
We have passion.
He's like,
we have a lot of fun.
We have a lot of fun.
We have a lot of fun. I don't know if it's passion, but it's definitely fun.
We call it passion for power. Yeah.
Also want to return to work. Yeah, that's good. Awesome, guys. Can you explain to us a little bit about POWER as well, especially for a global audience? What this corporation stands for?
POWER is it's an omnichannel concept where we sell electronics and white goods and a lot of the things that modern families need for their homes. So that's our core service. Core services. On top of that, we have a lot of extra services built into the whole omnichannel flow. So we can also not just sell the products, but also have service concepts of coming into people's homes and setting it up for them.
Okay.
So it's full service when it comes to white goods and electronics, with a very heavy focus on omnichannel.
Okay.
And that's in our blood. We started out as a web shop before we even had stores. So,
white goods is an interesting concept. I don't think. Do you know that term, Martin? Martin's another North American. Do you know the term white goods?
Never heard.
No, so white goods.
Okay.
So this is what's interesting. When I came to Denmark, I was like, "What the hell is white goods?"
Like cocaine?
You got some white goods for it.
I think it's called the major domestic appliances in the States.
It's appliances. It's like kitchen,
home appliances.
Home appliances. Yeah, but so for our international audience, white goods is appliances.
And to add to that, POWER is in all the Scandinavian countries. So we are in Denmark, Finland, Norway, Sweden, Faroe Island.
Did it start in Denmark or did it start somewhere else?
Yeah, the concept was built in Denmark.
And then it's expanded.
We were built on an older brand, but that's not about that today. But,
what was the older brand?
Expert.
Called Expert.
Okay,
Okay.
We will still exist in a lot of places in Europe. So.
Okay.
I can't even. Okay. Yep. I don't remember it being Expert, but cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So is it the idea that POWER would then take over all the expert houses, that you guys just like taking them out, that name out of the market, or slowly, or is it still two independent ones?
It is two independent ones, and it's two different concepts. There's very much a different focus on them. Where Expert is way more oriented towards the local services. POWER is more oriented towards digital experiences and like if you look demographic wise, we have a younger target demographics than the Expert.
POWER's
you have to remember Expert still exists in Denmark. We have it still as a franchise concept.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen an Expert for years.
I think there's one in Roskilde actually.
Is there?
Okay.
No, not Roskilde.
Okay. I'm never in Roskilde. It's just like, well.
Yeah, we had one.
You forget it.
You have to get out of the city more.
It's more the smaller cities.
I love you have to go Jutland, sort of somewhere in there, right? Yeah, okay.
All right.
Cool.
Thanks for the explanation, guys, and the introduction to yourselves. I would love to hear about the synergies you guys have across departments, since marketing and e-commerce are quite closely tied together, I would imagine. So can you tell us a little bit about how you guys connect day to day?
We can do it. But this is, I think you can...
It even feels wrong to say that it's two different departments.
Because it feels so connected.
In other companies, when I talk to other marketeers, there is a line between e-commerce and marketing, but in POWER, we don't have that line. Okay. We sit together, we work together. Like as Joakim is saying, it's like there is no difference between e-commerce and marketing today. You have to get that line zipped over, because you have to work together.
You need each other's insights.
So the boundaries are not very clear between the departments. If you can make it work, which I feel we have, it works great because you share a lot of insights with each other and like build each other's concepts up. One place where it can be hard is like to define the hard responsibilities so that you don't drop things between tables or so that's the hard part. So you have to be very aware of that. But it's the general approach that our managing director has taken to building his organization is that you live together. People don't say, that's not my department, I'm not going to touch that. Like I'm going to bring to the table what I have. And that also, I think, is a big reason why we see people developing so much inside the company, because even though not a lot of interesting things might be happening in one department, there's always some revolution ongoing somewhere in the company. And then you help together there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
A great practical example of this is that when we open a store, we will have everybody on the floor helping out with menial tasks. So we'll have like our director giving bags to the customers coming in, and that's like a very practical example of how we live together and not taking into account whatever department you might be and what your title is. That you help pull the concept up together.
Love it.
Okay.
Can you give some examples of, like you said, sharing insights? I think a lot of people are interested in sort of how they can take their insights from e-commerce or marketing or vice versa and sort of mix them. Do you have any kind of clear examples in your head? You don't have to reveal anything secret, but sort of how you work together.
It's no secret, but a good example is like Power has a really broad marketing mix, and we have like a physical leaflet. And a physical leaflet doesn't always like fit into the e-commerce way of working, right? So we have our digital manager Mikkel. He sometimes gives me feedback to the physical leaflet, how we can like involve that even more the e-commerce way. So
driving traffic to the site,
and how the headings should look like, so we can fit it in like so it works on the website.
Okay.
So normally when I'm marketing, then they focus on their channels, like, and I focus on my physical and my main channels, and then I get the insights from Mikkel, and then I will create like. And that's an important thing. So you have to have like this feedback loop between e-commerce.
Because I guess you guys can also see like on the site what's working from a headline standpoint, or and it's easier to test on an e-commerce platform what kind of is working, and then take it over to a printed material or something like that.
Exactly. So you have to. So the biggest thing is the feedback. I don't have a marketing group. We have a marketing e-commerce group. Like, so when I do something, I always include them, and otherwise also. So you get that what do you call it, cooperation between the two departments, which is actually only one.
And it can be hard to create the right culture where you get so much involved with each other's stuff, because there's also there's a chance to be a little invasive and or annoying, but you have to create an atmosphere where everybody can say what they think about whatever you're doing, and
without anybody getting offended.
That's a good.
Because that's
point.
always a risk, right? That people are like, dude, stay in your lane. It's like,
exactly.
Well, no, we can't. And I think that's the best kind of organization where people know where those boundaries are, or personal boundaries are, but they can open up and be like, hey, can I help you with this? Or, hey, I noticed this.
It can also be stressful and sometimes give people a little anxiety, because whatever you do is never left alone. Like, people see it, they have an opinion towards it, and they let their opinion be known. But it's usually in a good way. For example, one practical thing I do a lot whenever we do something technical or like very core business strategy, I would talk with all the product managers about how does this work, like how would this be conceived by the customers they talk to, and even the suppliers.
So it always goes down that far, like when suppliers are looking at your guys' e-commerce site, or
because we have to pull up each other's channel strategies and help each other in creating the best customer experiences and like having a great experience for customers, being in the market for these products. So it's not.
You have one goal. You have like a unified goal. You want to do good for the business, right?
It feels that way.
But do you guys also have like separate? I guess you do. Like marketing should have its own KPIs, right? And e-commerce have its own KPIs, or how does that work? Are you that infused?
Actually, I've said we are actually that infused.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah.
And is that all about sales? Like literally like sales
actually,
on the day? Or
in the bottom, like we want to teach our people it's about sales. But of course there's some other goals. But in the bottom line, we are a sales company. So we our management team is we are measured by goals and by sales. So yeah.
Are you looking at like what products sell the best, like marketing? Are you guys going in and seeing okay?
I got a what would I say, a head start because I come from sales, so I understand what the numbers are looking at and what you should look like, and I spend a lot of time teaching my marketing team, which is more marketing oriented, and then I spend a lot of time to teach them to what should they look for in the numbers, because when you get a sales report, when you have 6 years experience as a salesman, you know what to look for. But when you come from a marketing point of view, you don't know what you should look for, and what can you see trends, what should we use in the leaflets and stuff like that. So yeah, and the same experience in the e-commerce team. Like we just got a new e-commerce guy on the team. Actually come from sales. And the way he's working now with the CRM is he looks
with a sales mindset.
With a sales mindset, and you can see the difference.
Okay.
It's
That's
so
interesting.
so it's not bad like to come from sales and go over in the.
We talked a lot about this. We were putting up a new CRM specialist position and talking about which kind of profile, and like I thought, I can teach anybody to use a marketing automation platform, but what I probably can't teach them very fast is spotting trends in in macro market surveys, for example. That's something that's a little harder to know how to read.
Yeah, exactly. That's interesting. I think I think with e-commerce brands or brands that are heavily driven by sales, you guys have to have that mindset, right? So, and as a marketing person, I mean, it's hard being a marketer in a longer sort of sales cycle thing, because oftentimes it's like, you don't know what's working. You're almost flying blind like 90% of the time. And I really love that you guys have actual like on the ground data day to day that you guys can pull in and be like, what's working and what's not.
And a lot of our products can be quite a big investments for our customers. We have a long consideration period and kind of low frequency. So if, at least from my point of view, if you only start to look back and you want to do surveys every time you did something, well, you have a very slow reaction time, because you have to wait until these customers like their frequency is back. And say for
like
example,
looking for a TV or something, they're taking a long
TV.
time.
The average buying period I think is 8 years on TV. Is the last survey.
Really?
Okay.
So it's. You might not want to benchmark on the same customer from each time they visit you. So there is a lot of marketing where we genuinely just think about how can we create value and talk to customers' pain point right here without like literally reading Facebook comments, TikTok comments, and talking into those questions, those pain points. Because these products are a big part of people's lives. So they do voice their concerns. They ask about it. They want to get help. A great example of that is the energy crisis currently, where new kinds of questions about
energy consumption,
domestic appliances has been cropping up.
How efficient is this?
Exactly.
What can I do to make it more efficient?
We don't have any data on how it affects our sales talking to customers about, for example, the energy efficiency. But we can see they're asking about it. We can see it's trending, and we just want to provide value and make something which creates value for them in their everyday lives. So that's a lot of the approach.
Okay. So what's currently challenging you in the e-commerce and the marketing side?
Oof.
Yeah, what's the most painful thing right now?
The most painful thing is like
recession.
Of course the market, but like we want, like when there's crisis, we actually try for quite good. We like to that's where you're involving. Like again, that's where it's a challenge.
Yeah.
So
do stuff that's hard.
When the market is just growing, it's not where you go, like it's when there's challenge you can go into
improve.
Like, improve.
Optimize.
Exactly. So my biggest challenge right now is the marketing is evolving also rapidly fast. So you have to really be on on top of your game to spot the trends and see what's happening and
you guys have done a pretty good job of that. I mean, you guys jumped on TikTok very fast. Comparatively to others. So
but that's
something. Sorry to cut you off. Keep going.
But that's also like we have like a concept. We wanna be where the market is evolving, and when we see something, if you ain't first, you're last. Like you have to be there, and if your audience is there, you have to see the. Of course, you have to dig dive some analysts and do it before you go on the platform. But I think the changing at the moment, how the consumers change and how they see marketing is the last 2 or 3 years is going really fast. Like and I'm looking very much at the new generation coming up because I think that the pattern in how they look at marketing is gonna change a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah, you see them. I think much more involved in dialogue with the brands that they want to be in dialogue with.
Community and employer branding and stuff like that.
Do you see that on the site as well? Like, is it more comments from younger people, or is it like they don't care about reviews? Or
well, they do, but that is not a place where we have been doing particularly well. We have taken a lot of the engagement to social media as a first thing.
Right.
There is a few different reasons for that. I think one of the main reasons is that we didn't go for an out-of-the-box system, so we don't have like a cool community building software suite. Is something we have to build ourselves. And since we're still a pretty new company, we have been focusing on core business things first, and then we've been taking the community building aspects out to social media.
Right.
And
that's where people are.
Exactly. And when I think about it now, I feel like we almost like might have been lucky we didn't have the developmental brawl to do it on our own, because we see some not direct competitors but other retailers who have been trying to make a lot of things very natively, and it seems like their growth rates and the amount of money they spend into it compared to what they're getting out looks to be challenging. Where we have had our all focus on what can we do with the current tools we have. Unlike
I mean, you see like AliExpress, for example, not that they're a direct competitor to you guys, but like a lot of the tools that they have within their sort of app are very like the community side. There's live video built into the e-commerce solution, and that maybe works for certain markets, but it's quite heavy to run something like that and to get people to spend time on an e-commerce app, like engaging with the community and sort of, and I think you're right, it's like go where the people are most. They're on social the most, so might as well do it there.
And there I also think it's important to look at the frequency, because AliExpress, they have all the products you might need. You could have a frequency of several times a week, like with Amazon, if you would want to, but we that's not our concept at the moment. Because we are going for the bigger investments for people when they need to get new equipment.
Right. So you don't want the 100 krone purchases. You guys want the 1,000 plus. Like you guys want the bigger purchases.
Well, of course we would want them, but you always have to focus on something. And if we look at the electronics market in Denmark and Scandinavia, there hasn't been a concept yet which has really been great at encapsulating both things. And obviously Amazon has gone into Sweden. Let's see if they are able to, but they have mostly gotten on the cheaper product, like the accessories, a cable or a cover, and not really taking that bit market share on the bigger investments, because people still prefer to have some place where they can go down and hand over the product.
Say this is broken, or this, or I can't do this, or whatever. Right?
If you buy a MacBook for 20,000 Danish, you want to have somewhere where you can hand it in instead of having to ship it off to another country to get it repaired.
I don't think I'd buy a TV on Amazon.
That's why you want to see it.
Okay, you have your limit.
I do. Normally, I'm a high frequency shopper, and like usually, like Amazon's my jam. But all big purchases I've made at a Power. So.
Okay. This is not sponsored, by the way. Just
But to summarize, I think Joakim sums it up. The challenge is to make the right decisions, like, and going forward, where should we invest? What should we look at? And me and Joakim are discussing every day what we should grow our marketing and e-commerce, how we should,
At least from an omni-channel point of view, that's what I spend a lot of energy on. Where should I invest? Because a lot of it is IT projects, and before I know it, I've spent 10 million crowns of
exactly.
because it's technology. It has to be integrated into our whole tech stack. And here is a lot of conversations, and also constantly thinking about like how deeply integrated do we need to be. For example, our live concept, our live streaming concept, we talked about this for a while, where we are kind of light on our integration into our tech stack, just because that's what felt right at the time.
Test it out first before spending the 10 million to see where it goes, right? That's probably the test
use the things you have right now and see if it works, and then you can.
I want to loop back to the social media thing, but before that, I'm curious about where you generate most sales. Is it e-commerce side or is it like in stores? Just for my curiosity.
Well, everything that is omnichannel is the biggest part of the company's sales. Okay. So user journeys that start online, very, very big part of our.
But end offline.
In the store.
But again, the store is our we. One of the challenges is we need more stores. We need the right location because we believe in stores in the future. Yeah, and we can say that we are actually going to open.
That's interesting. A lot of people go the other way, but I think you're right. I think the store is a good place.
We can tell a teaser on the show here. We can tell that we are actually going for opening the biggest electronic stores ever seen here.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Scandinavia.
Yeah. Wow.
No, I don't know if it's Scandinavia, but actually in Denmark, it's going to. At least in Denmark. So it's coming. So we believe in stores.
Yeah. Okay.
We believe, as you said, if you want to buy a TV, you come down and see what's like. And TV
you want to see it.
TV is not just TV anymore. It's a design and framework and stuff like that. So you want to see it and major domestic appliance. Yeah. As you're saying, white goods, as we're saying in Denmark, it's also people don't know.
You want to open it up.
Yeah, but people don't know anything about white. They need to go down and see it and like what's the difference between 1 to 2,000 crowns and 1 to 10? What's the difference? People don't know.
Okay, interesting.
I like that.
So we believe in stores.
We believe in stores,
and we see the traffic, the footfall is great as long as we have the right focus on the omnichannel concept, and that's what brings a lot of the footfall.
And when you guys say omnichannel, just for our guests that are not guests, for our listeners who don't guess, who doesn't know, hello, for Martin. We're talking
one guest.
We're talking about omnichannel for you guys. That's email, leaflets, TV, radio, website. What is included in your guys' omnichannel?
Basically, our terminology is the channels being tied together. So a lot of our sales come from people checking out a product online, being hit by some ad, perhaps on Google Maps or whatever, and then they can reserve the products directly on, and then it's ready for them when they go down, like a click and click format.
Yeah, click and click.
Or also endless aisle formats where they are in where they looking at a product in a specific store, but they want it shipped home to them. So we can ship the products across all our stores, all our locations, all our warehouses, depending on what the customer wishes.
Okay, so they come in and see something, but you guys don't have it in stock at that store, and they say, "Okay, you just take it, send it to me." Then
yes, exactly. Okay. For example, and that can be from one of our main central warehouses or from one of our other stores. Yeah. We will make it happen.
Okay.
Okay. But a big part of the omnichannel aspect is of course the marketing. So, for example, when I call something omnichannel marketing, it's often marketing that loops through the website. So you have very little marketing that says go directly to this store. It's always in a context of our digital offerings.
Go to the website, go to this. So
if you have a TV commercial, we always end the TV commercial, say go on power.dk.
Right.
And then the omnichannel journey starts right there. Right. Yeah.
And if they search for our store in Google Maps, in directly inside the Google Maps app, there is a live feed of the current offers in stock there, and they can click those and they get a reservation made in the store. So trying to tie it more together.
Interesting.
Speaking of tying it all together, how's your life been after cookies and iOS updates? And are you guys crying sometimes? Or are you guys celebrating?
I think more it's our agency that's crying. Nordic, we have Nordic responsible on that part.
And we are technically a company outside of EU jurisdiction because we're Norwegian, so that makes it even more complicated.
That makes it complicated.
Okay.
Interesting.
But I guess the only way I can see it is it's been a work in progress ever since this thing started. I don't think now we just got some more news last week from the Danish data authorities.
But you guys are using Google Analytics then, or
we're using a setup, very non-standard setup. So we're also in the process of looking into
Yeah, for those of you listening that don't know, basically the Danish Digital Authority, I think it's called that, basically said like no more Google Analytics within Denmark.
It's insane.
Which is nuts. Which is, so everyone's going to switch out Google Analytics pretty quick. Yeah. So that's interesting.
But we have an agency handling this.
Yeah.
Specialized knowledge. We don't need to
work on
change
it
it weekly. So we just have experts created and.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys will be fine.
Outsourcing the stress. Okay.
We'll be fine sometime. Yeah.
We'll be fine sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of crazy actually that they're saying Google Analytics is no longer legal because of GDPR, right? Like essentially they're sending some data to the US and it's just not allowed. So
maybe we'll change. Let's see how it goes.
We have to change. There's no.
No, maybe the law will change. I don't know
maybe the law will change.
There's like petition or whatever.
It's not.
I mean,
the GDPR law has been there for a while. It's just now the authorities are saying.
Yeah, but they need to get the Safe Harbor Act in place, like the one that ran out. If they get that in place, it should be okay again.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No need to panic yet.
I'm panicking. Okay.
No panic.
But that was an amazing curveball.
Yeah.
We were just
I think everybody was
I was
shocked.
in a meeting with our agency when the news dropped, and I could see his cell phone like just. It was like just
people are calling.
Yeah.
Like, do you need to take that or? Fair enough.
Yeah.
So okay. Let's.
But no panic.
Yeah. Okay. So this is completely off topic. Do you guys get like the latest electronics? Is that like when things drop? Do you guys get it? Like, is that
when you work with sales? You as a sales manager, you are teaching all the stores, and you're the one responsible for training. So of course you need to know what the new Samsung TV can do if you're gonna train the staff. So then of course you
spend a lot of time with the latest stuff.
And we of course you use in the stores and training.
Oh my
but you don't get samples like that.
No, you don't get samples, but you spend time with the.
You spend a lot of time with the
I
products.
could see in your eyes.
I
You
know,
just like.
Yeah.
Chris loves all that. Yeah.
You can come out to the office and test.
He said it. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Welcome.
I'm like.
But of course, we get the newest products and get to see what's happening.
Maybe you should just move your office to theirs and be there. I mean, you can play around in the store.
Yes, please. Yeah. Gadgets are a fun thing for me.
Exactly. So I want to loop back into the social media. Speaking of all this tracking and cookies, etc. What's your approach to social media? I know you mentioned like for the community, but is it only sales, lower funnel, or do you guys approach it in any different ways? How are you using it?
We actually changed the strategy a little bit after I joined the team. I got some fresh eyes on the social strategy. As you said, Crispy, a little early in the podcast, like social is where you are and where you are. Like you're talking with your friends and you're tagging stuff, and so we actually internally call it community media instead. At the moment,
what do you say? Sorry,
community media instead of calling social. So
community media.
We want to interact with our customers. That's what we use social for. And of course, you have all the different funnels and stuff as we have, but that's our main goal. And of course, TikTok has been a big part of how we changed our mindset. But actually, during our live shopping, when we started that was our first step, because that was also a way of building community and talking with the audience.
People join and
that's kickstarted our journey on social.
I like the way you're looking at it. I think that a lot of brands could use that, especially on the e-commerce side. A lot of them just sort of, I mean, you see it. I mean, there's so many brands that are just ignoring their customers. People are talking to them on social and they're just crickets, like nobody's around.
As Joakim is saying, like you get like the data you can get from Google Analytics is good, but here actually customers saying
you can talk to them
like,
directly.
Can you create a new video about the new AirPods Pro? Yes, of course we can do that. Of course, do you think like, if we make the video he's gonna buy? Of course he's gonna buy it us. Like so when you, like
it definitely creates a relationship with them, right?
And of course the new the TikTok feature when you can answer a customer with their
video.
answer with a video. Like that's amazing. That's personal. That's like talking to a live shopper, like right? So social.
They're all integrating that as well, right? Like same with YouTube Shorts. Like they're all integrating this sort of more conversational dialogue style of video production, right? Which I think is a really smart move.
And then just the notion and getting the whole organization to feel that it doesn't need to like be extreme production value. You can just be a person talking to another person, even though you're at work for a company. I think that has been a very big learning for us, that like it's when you get an idea for a video, it's not like do we have the right camera setup for that. It's just like it's a great idea. You should talk
Everyone's
about it.
walking around with the right camera setup. Right here.
We're shooting on 5 phones. Like we don't. Of course, when we make like big videos, we do it like with a big setup. But normally it's just iPhones now.
Yeah.
Do you guys integrate any of that content on the website, or is there a plan for that?
A lot of plans. We're still looking into how to do it in the best way.
It's a bit difficult.
We like our website is still a lot of lower funnel traffic, so we want to make sure that we are not distracting people who are actually looking to do their purchase.
Would actually decrease conversions if it was too much to look at and too much to listen to.
So we will focus on product presentation and live shopping to start out with, that will be the focus.
So the live shopping part, you started that adventure, so was it an external platform you used for it, or did you build it within your website as well?
We just use Facebook. Okay. And then we embedded Facebook into our website because we thought like we had to think about how do we get people to watch this? Like what is the discoverability path? And I thought the obvious answer would be to use the algorithms of the social media platforms, which is also why we integrated it into the website itself, so we can also use our own traffic, our own CRM database to bump up the Facebook live stream.
So people are coming from the site to the face.
Okay. So it also increases your view account when you embed the Facebook embed on your page itself. So we had around 40% on our website and 60% on.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. So that worked all right. Of course, there's the question of integrating the live shopping stream into your commerce platform, and we went around that by integrating with a chatbot, just sending customers purchase links, so we can like generate these purchase links, and then our chatbot threw out these purchase links for the customer who said I wanted this offer, for example. So it's like a quick and easy bridge between Facebook and e-commerce. Again, if we had to like the logistics engine figuring out what major domestic appliances you can install and deliver to your area at what time, that's super complicated, and having to integrate that into like Facebook Messenger, for example, would be something very big. So because we had this quick and dirty approach to the technical setup, we spent a lot of time on making the concept, developing that,
making the actual live show interesting. And
so how did you what considerations went
any
into
learnings
that?
You can teach your audience on how to make a good live stream?
A lot. I think the most important thing and the thing which we have been the most happy about is that it's not some quote unquote random people on screen talking about the product. It's not somebody we hired in. It's people with deep roots in the organization and who has a lot of knowledge about the products. So it's actually,
and we have some co-hosts like to bring up we have Boober, the famous TV host, like to bring up like to
so you need the straight
to play the consumer consumer role as like so
Oh, that's interesting. So you have like almost like an old school shopping channel thing where you have the co-host or the person, the tester, like, hey, I'd like to use this product. And then you have the real deep knowledge person that's more the straight talker. Here's what you need. Here's what you do.
And
that's
then,
interesting.
And then we are lucky that our product, our sales managers are also very entertaining on screen. So that's...
we have some... two of them could be TV hosts.
I think they want to be like...
boosting their careers.
So I think you're absolutely right. I mean, we also produce a lot of content for ourselves here at Cubco. And I think, I've been very surprised at how entertaining some of our people are. And you can kind of sense like, okay, there's this person that's really entertaining, and then there's like, who's not at all.
Yeah, so I'm slashed. I only get to do this podcast now. Sucks.
Really? They took you off the newsletter?
No, not at all.
Okay, all right. But you're right, like having that personality a little bit, like, but having deep knowledge is really...
You need to show them. Like, people want to see who's like, we in electronic and white goods business, they are used to like just seeing price product. That's been like that for ages. So when we actually took our sales managers and showed who we are, and then took the price product, then there happened some magic. Like we didn't anticipate, like, and that started our journey on.
And allowed them to let their personality shine through. It's not like these are not sterilized people we have on stage. They're actually a little crazy at times, And I feel that
it's giving them a lot of trust, and I think that's what's needed, right?
Yeah, and also be aware why you want customers to watch. Like we haven't been like, we're very honest about you should come and watch this because you can win prizes and it will be entertaining, and then there will also be some offers. Like you be honest to yourself, what would get you to see a live stream like this. And a nice prize with the newest electronics, yes. Maybe a celebrity that you know and in a weird setting,
so a lot of hooks.
You like heckle them on Facebook. That's great. And then
come heckle this person on our live stream. That's a good one.
But it's usually only our host that's getting heckled.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah. So usually customers will band together. Some will be like
be pissed off about like a certain product. They're like,
no, mostly just whatever, how they're acting.
Power sucks. Like they're just like mad at Power.
It's way more
personal.
Wow. But it's not in a bad way. They're just really,
it's fun trolling.
Really engaged.
Okay.
It's not people being mean. It's just people being engaged.
But that's community, right? As well. Like they have some kind of connection.
But when you show your friend your face and your brand like that, then people actually interact in a good way. Then you don't get like these hate comments because you dare to show who you are, and then people actually just they like it. And
they react to it.
We have some guy that's actually commenting on every post right now. So when the other host is missing on the show, because now we have more hosts, then he said, where is this guy? I need
okay. So there's demand for
So
and we go through the comments after each show and like highlight some of them. And there was this one customer specifically asking about why we could not get these white good product to this Danish island. and then in the next show we apologized to him and said, sorry John, we fixed this now, you can now deliver your white goods to this island. So we do a lot of these
listen, take note, if you're an e-commerce brand and you're listening, like I think this is brilliant that you guys are actually engaging to this level and that you care, because a lot of brands don't. A lot of e-commerce brands, a lot of companies, they just don't give a shit. They're like, they're one out of a million customers, right? And I think you guys are taking an approach which makes you stand out, and that's why people are going to shop with you, because they believe okay, these guys are going to take care of me because they took care of my comment. Like that's the thing that's very powerful.
And it can be hard, but also especially when there is a comment or an interaction which is perhaps a little harsh, especially on the hosts who are showing their personality. If they can have it in them to just meet everything with love, then the hate starts coming down. It does time and time again.
And it helps. And we have stories like when we're going in Copenhagen and people are stopping on the street, like, hey, it's you from our live show. And so then the host, we have one of our hosts, like he said one time, I cannot make it to the show, but like he made everything happen to get to the show, because now he want to be a part of, like, they love it so much now. Even with some of the hard comments, they like the love, because there's also people showing a lot of love out there. Actually just
that's nice.
Down in the grocery store stopping them and say, hey, that's you.
And
right?
It's funny, like you have to, and it's a hard thing for some people, I think, to go live, to put themselves out there. And I think going back to you guys' original comment about you kind of have to do the hard things, I think I've seen that across many companies that have finally taken the leap to do those things, to be out there, to make content. And it is hard. But once you get into it, you realize, oh, this is actually really fun and really rewarding. So it's really nice to see that your team or your people are finding that, because it's a testament to how to do things.
But I think one thing to make it easier is to realize that you should just like make content as yourself, instead of thinking about how do I need to be? Is there a special way I need to be? Can I just?
That's what authenticity is all about. It is my native language. But,
oh my god!
but I think that shows as well. Like, and it's also part of your guys' brand now to be a little bit more authentic and down to earth.
And our dear hosts, like I think the reason it's so easy for them is that Anders, for example, our white goods host, he can completely geek out about a washing machine, and then people will laugh at him and say, who the fuck is this guy geeking out about washing machines? And he's just
He has so much passion. Like
He
that's
loves
passion.
washing machines. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
He,
niche.
he can do a 10-minute rant
Okay.
Just about washing
on
machine.
live
Yeah.
on one washing machine.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of people you want.
Yeah.
And that's also where you want to shop. You want to shop. And I think one of the things that you guys have tapped into, which is, the insight that buying electronics is hard. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of different things to consider. And it's a lot of
anxiety
money.
because it's
A
such
lot of
big
anxiety.
investment.
Yeah, exactly. So like you guys are reducing that anxiety by addressing things and having very knowledgeable people. And if anybody's been in a store in the last, 10 years and trying to buy something from somebody who doesn't know shit about the product, it's ridiculously bad. You're just like, this is a waste of my time, right?
Yeah.
So
This is just like shopping for yourself online. I'm like, I don't know any of this stuff. So I would always check out something online and then definitely go to the store. Like I have in my weekend, I have planned that I will go to, let's say Power, to purchase a phone or whatever.
Let's
Yeah,
say
let's say
Power.
Power. Let's say Power. Yeah.
That's Power. She's going to Power.
just power. That's
Just
the
power,
only home power. That's the only destination.
Because I need somebody who can explain stuff to me, because otherwise I would just read about shit I don't know about.
Yeah, and that's actually a good point. So Simon and Anders, who is our mainly used host, they are also brand ambassadors. The actual sales guys out in the stores, they represent them. So they, and we use a lot of time also, so you get that feeling on the show. You should also get that in stores.
Yeah.
And that's the next level if you want to. So if one shops online, because we have omnichannel, so when you buy on live shopping, some of them go click and collect and drop it by the store next day. Then if they also meet a sales guy with the same energy, then the customer will definitely come back.
Yeah, they'll be lifetime customers.
Yeah, so
Nice.
so they're also like brand ambassador for the Power feeling and how
I love it. Have you seen your guys' competitors try to do what you guys do?
Not a little bit on electronics, and a little bit on white goods as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think you guys are first movers in a lot of areas. Yeah.
We have had a focus on like one-to-many live shopping. We have some competitors who have focused on one-to-one. And we have
That's weird.
How is that working? Sorry, 1-to-1.
No offense, but that's like weird.
What does that concept?
So they would like get a video call from somebody?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly how it works.
Okay,
Oh,
that
okay.
could. All right.
That's also personal.
Yeah, that's super personal.
That
but
is also personal.
so like making that sort of like live shop, like shopping in a store, but making it.
I would call it more
online.
a live chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a live shopping.
No.
Yeah.
But I generally like the idea, as a core idea, but I have a hard time putting it into like the limitations of our core business, our resources. And I think that's mostly why we have
You
not
guys
done
want
it.
people in store.
Yeah.
Like I always go buy more stuff than I came for. So like you want people.
Please come visit us.
Yeah.
They're like, you're an ideal customer. Yeah.
But we actually built this the studio we now use for live streaming for way back when COVID hit. So we could could be closer to our employees in the store. So we would make all these live streams where they could interact with their colleagues, and like the ambassadors for different departments would be put on air to train their colleagues.
Yeah.
So it was like an achievement to be the one who got to go on air and teach all your colleagues in for example,
it's
domestic
giving you a
appliances.
sort of lift up.
Okay,
Like you
that's
are
nice.
the professional in this or the expert in this.
Yeah.
So that's why we built it.
And now you have
originally.
it for live streaming.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then someone come in an idea on a Friday and said we should host a live shopping on Wednesday, and then we did it.
Yeah.
The next Wednesday.
Wow.
Okay, so fast.
Yeah. That's
Fast
fast
around.
moving. Okay. So, but is there, that's a lot of great stories and nice KPIs, but what have any challenges you guys have faced with live shopping or discovered on the way? What could be tricky?
I think it's tricky how to scale it up.
Yeah.
And we're still thinking about that.
Yeah.
How to do that in a good way.
Okay.
How to, because we can see.
What is ambition for scaling?
Well, to make sure middel, simpelthen på engelsk.
What?
no middle. To make sure that we have taken out all the potential of live shopping, like what our target groups can, like how much content they want to watch and have.
And there's still a gap on how much live shopping there is in the market right now. So you cannot like there's not so many consumers yet. Like so you have to be careful. Slowly taking the steps, right? So
and some platforms are slipping up too, right? Like TikTok sort of experimented a lot with it, and they're kind of pulling back on it a bit. It's not as successful as they wanted it
to
be, right? So, and you're right. There is I I think there is a natural ceiling to sort of how much people can take, I guess.
It went really fast during COVID, because people were home. Like,
so now
that
was easier.
Now we see, okay, there's still a lot of potential. There's still a lot of customers that likes live shopping, but there's also like it's a slowly process.
It's sort of like, you remember the Clubhouse. Remember the audio app? Yeah. It's like it was banging during COVID because all of us were sat home and could have time to like, okay, put this live thing on. But as soon as everyone was back to normal, then live sort of it dropped out, right? So.
But it's also to say that like we cracked the code on where we are now. Like we cracked the code on how this should be. So the setup is in our end very, very good now. So there's, of course, we have a lot of future plans, but the setup is perfect for the market right now.
Cool.
But we can see that when we make shows with a smaller demographic, let's say a show about gaming specifically, we get a lot of our KPIs are better because we have a more narrow approach and people can like tap into it and gamer communities can see it. So we're thinking a lot about how we can make it more segmented and then increase the number of shows, the number of the amount of content.
That makes sense. And
so
also per market too, like Norway, Sweden.
Yes. We have Norway has been rolled out on now as well. So
great.
And Finland is also gonna try. I remember. So
Would you do that on Twitch then? Would you even change up the channel and be like, okay, let's not do Facebook, let's do...
We could do it both places. So the setup we have, we can stream to everywhere simultaneously.
YouTube, wherever, right? Yeah.
And we've been main sponsor on a few esport events. So we have a Twitch channel with a little following as well. Yeah. But generally, how do you scale it up while keeping like the value there? We just not want. It can be. It's not very. If you don't do it the right way, it's not necessarily very cost effective to just create more content. You need to have a framework to fit it into.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Definitely.
But cool. You said TikTok before, and of course we are looking into that and see if we can crack the code there as well. Yeah, and to try that's a different platform, a different way of doing it. So
it's a different generation as well.
Yeah, so we have hosted like 4 or 5 lives right now on TikToks, and actually also was quite good. But again, you said TikTok has not rolled out the live shopping concept in the Northern Europe part yet. Yeah. They're testing at the moment in Britain and Great Britain. Yeah, and
for now you have to do it just like, hey, go to the site, use this coupon code or something, and then track it that way, right?
I mean, like we have the products for the concept. Like we have the best products to make live shopping, right? So we should
That's great. Were you guys shocked at your TikTok success, or were you guys expecting it to be as good as it was?
I didn't expect it.
No,
but I could say yes. Of course, I did know. I know. No. But it was. Of course, you can. If you look back and you see the trends and how it was working, you could see the potential, and that's also why we did it. But of course,
did you start with like, we need this and this concept? Did you like have an elaborate plan to how do you start TikTok, or like
as I said, I was on a TikTok podcast earlier this week. As I said, I'm former Danish world champion in making strategies and PowerPoints. So I'm really good at making a plan and make it look good and stuff like that. So I built. I think I used 4 or 5 months on building like together and building a strategy around TikTok. And it ended up with, on a Friday, I just gave my director and I said, just trust me, I do it now. And I go into Sadia, my fantastic social media girl, and then we say, we do it now. Fuck the plans. Sorry.
So does the strategy deck even hold water anymore? Like, did it work? Or
we had some guidance. Because we know what we shouldn't do, and of course we actually ended up doing it anyway.
What did you end up doing that you shouldn't do?
No, but it was just like, you need to find your position on TikTok. You actually, as I said, you need to go out in the depth. Like, you need to go all the way and see. Okay, we should not dance so much. We need to dance to try it and figure out. Okay, people don't want to see a power guy dancing. Check. Okay. Don't do that. Like, test and learn mindset, right? So we actually skipped the whole planning and just try to
launch any concept.
But you're right. I mean, like a lot of brands did that.
TikTok is changing every week. Like so
it's hard.
You cannot make this like a
long-term plan.
Of course, we have Black Friday and we have Christmas. And, we have summer campaigns. Of course, you can tap into that, but all the rest. You
also just see it as entertainment, right? Like because you build personalities around your employees, and on face or on camera faces that you can tap into and leverage.
Exactly. So but the main goal is to be agile. If you're agile on TikTok, then you have a really good head start, because then you can. We spent in the first 3 or 4 months we spent like 3 to 4 hours on just one video. Like to make it perfect. That's the trend. But then you spend 4 hours. Then you spend 2 more days, and then the trend is already falling. So you
got to be quicker.
So you got to be quicker and you got to be agile and don't be so like polished and just make it native.
And is it harder now than 6 months ago or even a year ago? No, 6 months ago.
Harder on what part?
Like harder to get more views or get more engagement?
Actually, I think we also cracked the code on TikTok right now. So it's much easier for us now.
That's great.
Because we find the strategy book I created is now we actually build it on like from scratch, using and testing and seeing what is people interacting with and what is the community saying. You can just see what if you get 1,000 comments on that video, then you do something correctly. Let's do more of that.
That makes sense.
And if
the trend is dropping, and you can
if the trend is dropping and the algorithm is dropping, okay,
do something new.
Now we test something new.
Okay.
Of course, we have some guide and some baseline with this. It is brand building, of course. It is community building. And one of the biggest things at the moment we are focusing is employer branding.
Of course,
we want more employees in.
And we want the new generations should feel the passion about Power, and we want them to work at Power.
Of course, and your guys also started young when you were actually recruited into Power, so I guess it makes sense as well to tap into that age group.
So employer branding is so important for us.
Wow. Okay.
We made a paid campaign to get new students in to what do you say? How do you call it? Trainees. And we actually have to take the paid ad off the market because we got too many.
Was that on TikTok? Or
that was on TikTok. We only focused on TikTok because we can see Facebook was dropping the changes they made and the audience, how you can target them, and all these changes made last year. Then we did not get the same amount to social, and then we did on TikTok. It exploded, right?
And
we actually used our director on TikTok.
Right. So very like low. Production.
No, it was just on cell phone. Saying, hey, we need some new trainees. Come join us.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
I think it also might be why employees of Power are so willing to put a face forward and talk for the companies, because our director does it, and he does it without blinking. We just have to ask him and say, it would make sense if you were on camera for this, and then he does it.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, you should do more of that. Chris is all over the place.
Saying yes.
True.
I don't say no.
Always try everything once, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, but that's great. So then you found a methodology that works for you guys, and the methodology is like, for those of you listening, be agile, test out, don't be afraid to like just jump in, do it quick. Is speed like key? Do you think?
Yeah, speed is key, and of course frequency is also key. But if you make good content, then one video is better than 5, right? It's just
but just finding out what is that good video.
As I said, you also have to find your way and how can you get your brand identity into TikTok, working with the overlays and stuff like that, and that takes just practice. Because we all know the overlays, and if you take some social content from Facebook and Instagram, we see all the ads then they copy to TikTok, and then it doesn't work. So figuring out how you work that and make it easy is also the main goal. Do that fast. Find out how your text overlay is. What colors you use, so you still can get some, like, we are
brand recognition.
We are orange color in almost everything we do. Power.
So get an orange in there.
Text overlay, orange. Make it a color. And since we were in the early start of one of the first big companies that joined, then we got a head start. But
it's definitely optimized for social platforms.
Optimize and what we are testing now is you can actually take TikTok content the other way around. You cannot do it Facebook, Instagram to TikTok, but you can actually take the
TikTok to everywhere else.
That's something we're gonna test a little bit.
Yeah, we
Okay.
do that a lot for brands we work with, just taking it out. I mean, we just say start at TikTok, and then you basically have all your vertical stuff elsewhere.
So I think also you feel the same way that TikTok just changed a little bit the game about how they want the content. The viewers want that kind of.
And then you can see that just working across all social
That's the
platforms.
new normal.
It'll be interesting to see where it switches or where what's the next thing, right? Like I think that's what we're concerned about or asking ourselves, like what is that next format or what is that next trend that people are going to go for? Because obviously like vertical video, short form vertical video is killing it right now. Where we go with that, I have no idea, but
I think it's also about the consumer culture as well, like the mentality that can also change with time, and then there's a need for a new concept or whatever. So it doesn't only have to be like video, for instance. A concept like B-Real could also be, the winning platform. Like I'm a lover of B-Real, just so you guys know. Like I believe in that concept as well. So it doesn't really have to be video, right? But maybe it's just like it goes with the mentality that we want to be more authentic or just like instant or anything like that could be the next thing.
That's the underlying trend, right?
But there's still a gap on that. As like how should like a big A brand company as consumer electronics, how could they make content in every market that is so personal? That's very, very difficult. So
that's the tough thing.
That's
scaling it is really what.
It's much more easier to make like a post on Facebook. There's just a still photo, and here Samsung drops a TV in all the markets. Easy to make, but how should a marketing team make it like that? That's not possible at the moment. You cannot make that native content.
No.
So
you gotta have some muscle as well, resources to be able to adapt.
Well, we've seen working with the brands that we work with, because we're more a global agency. We've been seeing like making a template, in a sense, like, and then being able to get that other market to sort of get into that as well, right? But they do need to have, and I mean, the lower production value lowers the barrier of entry. So you do have to monitor what they're sort of doing and try to get them to send it into a main central hub to sort of review and say, yeah, good. Because, if somebody hasn't done it yet or they're just getting, then they do need some coaching, right? But I have seen like it working from a scale standpoint, just saying, okay, we're shooting this TikTok, here's the standard sort of way we want it done. Now here you guys do it in your market as well. And it does work, but it takes a little bit.
Definitely. Yeah. Where is Power heading in the future? More sales, obviously, but
I think they're just focused on Black Friday.
Black Friday and our big store opening, we are focused on that.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe we're gonna do something.
Market and please tell Chris what day it is, what time it is, so he can queue up.
Maybe we're gonna do something fun about loud shopping. Who knows? We have some big ideas for taking to the next level, but
more stores.
More stores. That's our goal. We want to grow and take market share.
More market share. Continue this good dialogue we have with our customers and this community, even though we grow, even though our internal teams becomes bigger, our customer base becomes bigger. Keep what we got going now. That's very important.
Yeah.
And then make sure that when the next breakthrough media comes, that we are moving as fast or even faster than we did with TikTok. And to be able to do that, we need this to continue this super open culture internally.
Yeah, makes sense.
Of course, and the world is changing, and of course, adapt your brand to what is environment, all the things that's happening to make sure that you're developing your company in the right direction. I
love the agility, the speed, trying stuff out. I love that, being close to the customers. I think there's so many brands that are just failing on that aspect completely. So it's really great to see you guys crushing it in all those areas.
Cracking the codes.
Yeah. Cracking the codes.
Yeah.
Cracking the codes.
Or trying to.
Yeah.
Remember, we also fail.
Yeah.
We also fail a lot.
Yeah. Be bold. That's nice. Thank you guys so much. So here you have it. Synergies between marketing and e-commerce with Sebastian Lillelund, the marketing manager, and then Joakim Sigvardt, the e-commerce manager at Power.
Did she actually get it?
Yeah,
I got it.
Wow.
Tell me once, I forget it. Have it forever. Thank you guys for listening, and tune in for the next one.
Thanks.
This has been the Social Media Sucks Podcast.